So I've observed also, Ramesh, that there are a lot of blogs that you write, and there is a lot of things connected with nature.
Yeah.
And what is it that we can learn from her that majority of us still are not recognizing? We're blindsided.
Yeah, actually, I have been an admirer of nature for a long time. I mean, that is one of my pastimes, my hobbies, you can say. I travel a lot. I love traveling, driving around, and I also like a little bit of photography. I'm an amateur, I'm not a professional, but I just click using my phones or cameras or whatever and things like that. But I find nature fascinating even in everyday life because, like, I've written on trees, I've written on birds. So I believe that everything, like, you can learn so much from them. In terms of sustainability, in terms of giving more than you take, in terms of self-dependence, in terms of gratitude. I mean, just imagine a dog. I mean, I had a Labrador in my house some years back. And I remember that dog used to never eat if my wife scolded her. And she will wait for my wife to calm her down and almost say sorry, then only she'll eat. So that is the sort of gratitude which dogs have for human beings. So similarly, birds, trees, mountains, I mean, there are so many things you can learn from them. And if we observe nature, I mean, you find that nature has a way of sustaining itself. It doesn't depend on others. Whether you take a tree or whether you take a mountain or whether you take an animal, I mean, it does not depend on others to sustain itself. Similarly, it has a habit of being grateful to whoever serves them. I mean, I know of, I mean, you see it all around you. I mean, nowadays, thanks to all these social media medium, you can see that you get so many stories of elephants protecting tigers, or, I mean, some calf being taken care of by some wild animal and so on. So I find nature very fascinating in terms of like, one of the hobbies I have developed now is that every day I post a story on Instagram where I ask people to identify a place based on, like, for example, this month, and every month I try to change the theme. Last month I asked what is the national bird of different countries. So I used to post the photograph of a bird of a country and ask, name the country there. So it is one way of my connecting to my friends and my followers, you can say. So similarly, I find that, I mean, nature has taught me a lot in terms of how to weather a storm, how to bounce back. I mean, I lived in Mumbai for 8 years, and I can tell you that city taught me so much in terms of resilience, in terms of ability to bounce back. I mean, the whole city will be ravaged by water during the monsoons.
Correct.
And the whole area will be flooded. People's houses will be washed out. But next day morning, they will come to work on time. I cannot see it anywhere else in the country. Though I belong to Chennai, I can tell you that nowhere in the country I have seen people getting back to work so fast and ready to give up everything, all their comforts for the larger good of society. So that's the sort of thing which nature teaches you. I mean, whether it is the storms which I have seen during my childhood in Chennai, or whether it is, as I said, the terrorist attack in Bombay. I used to be a witness for 1 or 2 terrorist attacks where I have lived in areas where the terrorist attack took place. And within hours of that attack, people became normal. It's not that people were, people had become less sensitive and things like that. People said, we have to move on. You can't keep looking at the past and cribbing. Like my blog today, incidentally, I blog every Friday, and I've been doing it for the last 5 years now.
Very nice.
So today's blog was about inhaling the present and exhaling the past.
Wonderful.
So you have to live that way, in the sense you have to, again, this I said, you have to, again, this is maybe a learning from nature itself. The nature will never, allow you to look behind. It will always encourage you to look forward.
Correct.